All right. Let a few people hop in here quick. And we're going to start drawing for Friday and Saturday night. We have 6 more classes to draw numbers for. So we're going to draw everybody that we have currently registered. As we still are waiting on a few more to get their registrations in. Obviously, farming is a big factor for a lot of pullers. So there might be some last minute entries in a couple of our classes. And we'll go over those when we get to those classes. But we'll let a few more people here jump on in, and then we'll start drawing the rest of the lineups for the 6 classes that we will be doing. Diesel Superstock tractors, light Superstock tractors, the Superstock diesel 4x4 trucks, modified mini tractors, the modified tractors, and the super semis. So Pullers Championship is coming up next weekend, May 17th and 18th at Track of Holes Hours in Nashville, Illinois. It's presented by the Lutz Agency this year for 2024. So thank you to Lutz Agency for jumping on as the title sponsor of this year's event. Greatly appreciated, and the support goes a long way. We'll have more information on that as we get closer to the event. But we have covered all of our event costs again this year and have done above and beyond much more than what we did last year when we covered our event costs. So a lot of money will be going back into the purse from our sponsorship dollars. So thank you to all of our sponsors, and we'll touch base with who they are at the end of this little stream here for drawing numbers. So without further ado, we're going to start out with the Diesel Superstock class. As right now, we do have 6. We did have a couple drops with 2 guys not being able to get the parts together and just having some bad luck. There was a few guys that did drop this week, so we are working on trying to fill their positions. We do have a couple guys we're waiting on potentially for filling up a couple of the spots here in the Diesel Superstock class. So Blake Graves are one that as they're hoping that farming goes well. We will know more early next week on if they'll be able to make it. Kent Payne, if you guys watched the National Farm Machinery Show last year, you know that or this past February, you know that he had some tough luck there in Freedom Hall. And so he's still working on trying to get it together. He wants to make some passes before the season starts, make sure that he's back together and ready to go for the 2024 campaign. So trying to defend that title with the NTPA. So right now we do have 6. Hopefully both those guys are able to come and we can have a class of 8. But guys that we do have should be a great show anyways. And we're looking forward to it. So we're just going to randomize this 5 times. If you haven't seen it before, we'll randomize it here 5 times. And then this is the way that we will draw them in the entry sheet. So this is the order that we will do it in. And then what I'll do is I'll pull it up onto a different screen over here, and I will come over and we'll do all the Friday night's classes first. So we'll start with the Diesel Supers. We'll move on to the light Super Stocks, so on and so forth until we do all the Friday night, and then we'll come back around and we'll do Saturday in that same order. The way this entry sheet lists is numbers 1 through 1,000 are up for grabs. We already drew, these classes, so 93, you won't be able to pull it again in these other classes. Once those numbers are drawn, they are taken, and it is all randomized. So you can see here, Diesel Supers, Light Supers, Superstock Diesel 4-wheel drives, minis, mods, semis, they are all blank, just to prove that there are nothing in those classes. And we will start here. And I do have a printer next to me. It was much faster with me just saving them as PDFs and going in afterwards and printing them. It takes a little bit for everything to print out. So just for speed and efficiency, we will do just the saving, and we'll just kind of power through all these and try to get it done here, hopefully before 7 o'clock. So not make it too long of a stream or a live video, and we will get things rolling. So we'll start out Diesel Superstocks Friday night. First one we gonna have is Mike Egan and the Hellbent tractor. He's coming back out here in 2024. And then I'll just pull this over here and we'll save it. And he's got the old Youngblood Pro Stock or Youngblood Diesel Super motor and sheet metal. So it's a great runner. He was with us in year number 1. And we're looking forward for him being back in year number 3. Next driver we have is Darren Olden, the Kryptonite. So he is putting together a new Diesel Super. We just aren't 100% sure if it's going to be the new one or still going to be the old one. He was hoping to get the new one together. It's got a new chassis, new motor, and we'll just have to wait and see. But either way, he was planning to come with either the old one or the new one. Next up, we will have Brad Campbell. This is I believe it's 1066 or 1466. It's a 66 series tractor. It's a black one. It did pull down in Louisville this year at the farm show. Pulls at the Outlaw, came back out this year. And they are hoping that they have the bugs worked out of it and looking to make some good passes before the Outlaw season starts. So looking forward to having Brad with us. It's a great looking tractor, and hopefully they can get that thing running. Next, coming back out this year, another Diesel Super from the Outlaws is the Born Green of Tyler Beckman. And he's been off for a couple of years as they've been making some changes to the tractor. So looking forward for Tyler being back out this year and joining us. He was hoping to join us last year, and they just didn't have all the changes needed. Our defending champion. So Diesel Superstocks as well is sponsored by Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo. They are the class sponsor. So thank you to Weimer and all the guys over there. And our defending champion, Travis, is going to be back with us and looking to start off his 2024 campaign on the same foot he did last year with a weekend sweep. And then rounding out the class is going to be Mike Schultz. That's Jason's dad, and he's going to be driving Jason's new to him Diesel Super. And that will be the end of the Diesel Superstock class. So we will sort these, and here will be your lineup for Friday night. So we will kick things off with Mike Egan, the Hellbent. Move on to Mike Schultz and the Remedy High Tech, Darren Olden and the Kryptonite, Tyler Beckman and Born Green, Brad Campbell maybe, and finish things off with the Bone Twister, Travis Slavak. So 6 great running Diesel Supers, good mix of color. We got some orange, got some green, got some red. Unfortunately, that yellow tractor that everyone so much loves, unfortunately won't be there. He will be there to help Mike and Jason with the tractor, as well as Brad with his. So he will be there still supporting. Just unfortunately can't get he's making a lot of changes to the tractor this year. So we will move on to Light Super then next. So I'm going to minimize this and we will move on to Light Supers. Randomize this 5 times. And here are the order we're going to draw this in. Or here is the order. And Light Superstock class is sponsored by Schultz Mortgage Team. So obviously Jason is one of the members of the committee that puts on the Polaris Championship, and he has stepped up as a class sponsor. He's done a lot with sponsorship in years past, and we appreciate his support. And so the first one we are going to start out with here for the Friday night is Dale Hogg and the Big Temptation. I'm going to draw number 14. That's going to be a low number. So again, all random. So we have seen it where people have pulled, back-to-back nights, their first. Sometimes the orders are almost completely flipped. It's literally anything can happen. So next up, we will have Brian Schrammick in red, the former Detonator red tractor of the Spiegelbergs. And really made some big improvements onto the tractor last year. Really starting to, I think, just kind of figuring out the different way that it drives versus a Diesel Super. Next, we'll move on to Elmer Hogg. And I didn't sort these right on the back end, so I just can't hit down. And pulling 788 here. And if you guys have any questions or comments about, the Polaris Championship, feel free to just leave a comment. I'll answer the best that I can. Let me know who you're cheering for in these classes. And let me know if you're going to be joining us in person next week, May 17th and 18th at the Track of Holes Hours for the Polaris Championship. Let's see, that was Jacob Fuqua. Now, also, live stream is available, so you can go on the website and find that. That is $25 a session or $40 for the weekend. In person, it's $20 a night. There is no weekend discount, as all the money does go back to the Polars, right into the purse. And next up, we have Brian Bowles and Alter Ego, pole 907. And moving on, we have Larry Phillips and the Extremely Insane. Oops, I don't know why I moved that over. I don't think you guys need to watch me save things. And the lone diesel in the class, Bernie Plotz and the Little Bad Alice, making his return. Kind of a local fan favorite down in that area. We replaced one diesel tractor with another. Unfortunately, Ezen isn't able to make it again this year. And hopefully one of these years we can get him down. Next up, we got Brent Payne's new light Superstock tractor. Sounds like that is going to be together and making its debut at the Polaris Championship here next week. So we are 100% looking forward to that. And moving on, we have Brandon Phillips and the Loud and Light. And he is, oops, again, don't know why I'm moving that over. Gonna pull 421. And the last one in the class here is going to be Adam Spiegelberg and the Detonator Black. He's your NTPA runner-up. And pulls 180. So that will do it for the Shorts Mortgage Team Light Superstock Tractors. Unfortunately, this year, Bobby Jones has some commitments this next weekend, and isn't going to be able to try to defend his championship from last year. But either way, it's going to be a great night of light Superstock pulling both nights. We'll start things out with Dale Hogg and the Big Temptation, Detonator Black and with Adam Spiegelberg doing the driving, Brian Schrammick with Red, Larry Phillips and the Extremely Insane, his son Brandon right after him with Loud and Light. Then we'll see the debut of the Galot, assuming it's Galot, light Superstock tractor, Brent Payne, we don't have a name for it yet, Bernie Plotz with the Little Bad Alice, Elmer Hogg with Little Temptation, Jacob Fuqua in the Tennessee Tracks, and then we will round the night out with Alter Ego, Brian Bowles, making some changes to the tractor this year, and hopefully that thing will be a runner. Has had some issues with, sounds like with the head, and blowing the intertakes off of it, and a lot of back pressure and things like that, and they're just hoping to make some good passes on it this next weekend. So we will now move on to the Superstock diesel trucks. So we do not have a class sponsor for that, for the Superstock diesel trucks yet. So if anybody potentially wants to hop on board last minute, we can still get you on the trophies and make sure that you are well represented here for the Polaris Championship as a class sponsor. So if you know anybody, or if you may want to sponsor, just reach out and we can get you hooked up. And this is going to be the class order that we pull all the competitors in. These little things here. So Brady's pulling 2 trucks. That's just the abbreviation of the trucks. And right now we do have 9. We did have one just drop here today. So we are working on getting a replacement. And we're hoping to have that here by the end of the week. So just stay tuned for that. And we will start here. So first we will do Brady. And we're going to do the Shy Diesel truck first. He's going to pull number 53. Next up, we got the next of the two Shy Diesel entries, Kent Crowder with 440. And he was our defending champion from last year, or is our defending champion. Oops. And next we have Chase Eller and the Caretaker. Looking for a little better luck this year. Unfortunately, did have to scratch last year after the first night. Had some issues, but he's looking forward to coming back. So we're looking forward to having him. Definitely a great running truck out of Tennessee. Next up, we have Nathan Vague and the Jumping Jack Flash, making his return to the Track of Holes hours, pulling a big number of 967. We appreciate everything that they do to help promote the event for us. Nathan and his dad, Ference, do a lot as well, kind of behind the scenes, helping us with some stuff at the event. So we do appreciate them in that regards. I'm just struggling here. Next, we have Brady's second entry with Crosswired of Keith Witt's truck. Making some changes to this. They took the setup out of the American Pride truck and put it in this one. So we'll be running a twin charger setup for 2024. Next, we have Mr. Van Hazley in the Rock Hard Ram. He was our 2022 champion. And then we have Eric Stacy. He was the NTPA champion this past year. It's number 560. And moving on to Keith Witt, the American Pride. So this one's got a new setup under the truck and did win the National Farm Machinery Show this year. So pretty stout running truck on his first time out with the new setup. So looking forward to seeing what he can do on the outdoor circuit here this summer. Great guy. Him and his wife run around together, and they also cook some very, very good food. Craig Dickey is going to be the last one that we draw tonight with the Cummins Killer 3. This truck really made some strides here at the end of the 2023 season, and really looking forward to seeing what they can do here in 2024 with that Wigler-built Duramax motor. And that should be it. That should be 9. And like I said, we have one more, and we're working on filling that now and should hopefully have that by the end of the week. So we're going to start things off with the Shy Diesel entry of Brady Ingram, and then we'll move on to Chase Eller. The second Shy Diesel entry with Kent Crowder will be third, Craig Dickey fourth, the NTPA defending champion, Eric Stacy and Smoky HD, Keith Witt in American Pride, the Rock Hard Ram of Van Hazley, Nathan Vague in the Jumpy Jack Flash, and then round things out with Brady Ingram. So he'll start the class and finish the class. Finish it out with Cross Wired. So we'll move on to the mini rod class next. And we will randomize this 5 times. And this will be the order that we will draw these competitors in. Oops. Saturday's lineup. All right. Let's start things out for the mini rod. So first up, we will have Jet Hurt in the B-Bear. He's the defending champion with this entry from 2023. So last year was the first year of the mini rod class. And this year we added them back after a very popular demand. So we have a very stout lineup for 2024. And this class is sponsored by Modern Machine Tool and Motorsports. So thank you very much to Modern Machine for their support of the Players Championship in 2024. We'll move on to Adam Kester and the Footloose ride. This one's got a brand new chassis under it and is pulling 992. And we'll move on here to Grayson Shelton in the Cutting Up driving Reese's tractor, as Reese will actually be with Stan in Chicago for the NHRA Pro Mod race. So they'll be drag racing there, and Grayson and his guys will be pulling in Nashville, Illinois. So same state, just different locations, doing two different motorsports. And next up, Jeremy Nelson, the Half Past Midnight, brand new ride for them in 2024, venturing back into the mini rod. Jeremy's driven for a couple of years ago for Terry Joe Stock, and they bought a mini from Matt Johnson this year. And Matt Johnson bought the Dirt Slinger X from the Leichner family and will be pulling a mod now. So for those of you who didn't know that. And then we'll move on here to Grant Theobald and the Little Wicked. I'll pull 876. And moving on, we have Renee Theobald pulling 36. Next up, we have Mr. Tyler Slaw and the Have No Mercy, 39. So that isn't number one, but it's close. Next, we have Jeff Hurt's second tractor. And that's going to be Lil Bear, pulling 980. And then we have Adam Kester and the Beast of Burden, pulling 788. And the last one in the class is going to be Bruce Slaw on the Show No Mercy. And pulls 469. That should be everybody. So here is the lineup for Friday night. Kick things off with the Renee Theobald and Pretty Wicked. Move on to Tyler Slaw and the Have No Mercy. Then it'll be Cutting Up, driven by Grayson Shelton. Bruce Slaw on the Show No Mercy. Jeff Hurt's first entry with B-Bear. Jeremy Nelson debuting in the mini rod class here for 2024 in the Half Past Midnight. Adam Kester in his first entry with Beast of Burden. Then we'll move on to Lil Wicked of Grant Theobald. Jeff Hurt's second ride of Lil Bear. And then the second entry of Adam Kester with Footloose. So that's your Friday night mini rod class. We will move on now here to the modified. So as right now, we have 5. And looking at this class, a lot of farmers waiting on wanting to come. So right now we are waiting on Jeff Rose, Bill Leichner, Bill Voorhees, and Brett Berg potentially making it, depending on farming. We're hoping 1 or 2 more of those guys are going to be able to make it. But mods are awesome. And 5 of them are going to put on a show, and we're looking forward to it. So hopefully here, pick up a couple more. And like I said, if not, they're still going to put on a heck of a show, and we're looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's draw the mini rod class here. Whoops. And let me close this. I must not have pulled this over. Now let's try that. All right. So kicking things off will be Cameron Neves and the Cotton Candy Machine out of McAdoo, Texas. One of the outlaw guys that usually pull with twin Hemis with 1471s, but we'll go to the National Farm Machinery Show and come to our event. And bolts on a third engine. Sorry. And a lot of people will probably correct me if I say motor. Next, we have Tom Owens and the Ramblin' Rose. And he is our two-time defending champion in the modified class at the Polaris Championship, presented by the Lutz Agency here in 2024. And the modified class is sponsored by Tedder Pulling Performance. So thank you, Scott Tedder, for jumping on board as the class sponsor of the modified modified tractors. Next up is then Steve Bunnage making his return back into the tractor after a little mishap in Farley last year. Next, then we have Dylan Owens and the Thorn 525. And we will round things out with Brandon Simon. And the Simon says you're defending NTPA champion and National Farm Machinery Show champion. And gets 619. So this will be the current order based on the entries that we have now. Like we said, hopefully get one or two more entries here at least in the modified class. So let's start things out back to back with the Owens, Ramblin' Rose, the Tom Owens, and then we'll move on to Thorn, Dylan Owens. Middle of the class will be Brandon Simon. The Simon says Steve Bunnage and takes a lick and round things out. The Cotton Candy mod of Cameron Neves. All right, and with that, we will move on now to the Super Semis. So Super Semis are sponsored by Knott's Logistics out of right down the road in Nashville, Illinois. And this will be the order that we pull the Super Semis, sponsored by Knott's Logistics. And right now we have 6, and we might pick up 1 or 2 more. Gene Dunn is trying to get some semis together. Just things haven't been going the way he's planned here for 2024, but we'll know more by the end of the week if he's going to be able to make it or not. And we're hoping so, but we understand that things still aren't back to normal when it comes to parts and getting things back from different machine shops and things like that. So we'll start things out here with Brian Stalker, the 95 Pete. This is the former double down truck of the Walker family. So this is actually owned by Brian Smith, I believe is his name, and he's out in Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. And running a little bit smaller of a Charger, but coming to make some data passes, and we'll put on a great show. So we're looking forward to Brian getting back, and he's actually putting back together his semi. He's got a Cummins motor engine, twin Charger semi. They are trying to get back together. So he used to pull the Superstocker back in the ITPA days when they had that Pro Stock semi class, as well as with the IPL, Indiana Pulling League. Next, we have RJ Simon with the Drivers Wanted. This was the former Keeps on Truckin' of the Island family, and before that was a 5-time champion with Dean Holicky doing the driving as mother trucker. So they will be making their way with the semi. Next up here, we have Ryan DeBrew. He had a heck of a year last year. He's the defending Pullers Championship winner from last year. He is also the 2023 NTPA Super Semi Champion and the 2023 Pro Pulling League Hot Rod Semi Champion. So looking forward for Ryan to join us again. Next up, we have Chris Jeffries out of Wyoming, New York with the Bad Dog. And he's planning to run some NTPA Grand National this year, running the full thing. He's got 3 semis, and the next 3 semis are all his. So looking forward to Chris joining us this year and hopefully for many years to come, as he's got some great running semis and has made a lot of improvements to try to compete and win a national championship with the NTPA. Next, we have Matt Catlin, Temperamental. So this is one of the 3 trucks that Chris owns. This is the electric fuel-injected truck versus the mechanical. And they just got this out at the end of 2023. Have 3 or 4 passes on it. And looking forward to seeing that semi-run. And then the last one is Chris Jeffries and the General Stupidity truck, GMC with the Cat C15 motor engine and pulls 402. And we will sort these. This is going to be, we'll kick things off with Ryan DeBrew and the Playing with Fire. And then we have Matt Catlin and the Temperamental, Chris Jeffries and General Stupidity, Chris Jeffries and the Bad Dog, Brian Stalker and the 95 Pete, and then RJ Simon, Drivers Wanted. So unfortunately for Chris and his guys, they pulled back to back to back. We'll give them plenty of time. No need to rush. Make sure that they're able to get the data that they need from one truck to the next and try to win that championship. So that is everything for Friday night. I'm going to upload Friday night's results here right away. And if I do this right, they should be up on the website in just a few seconds. So I got a script here that will put things up there. And Friday night lineup. So we should have all of our classes now up on the website, as you can see there. All right. Moving on. We are going to get ready for Saturday night's lineups. We're going to do this all over again. So we're going to start here. We're just going to go till it says 10. And this is the order we're going to draw them in. And we're going to get right into it. All right, so back on top here, Diesel Superstocks. Pull Mikey in first again. Hellbent out of Illinois, 581. And Diesel Superstocks for Saturday, Mike Egan. We'll try to get through these a little bit faster since I don't really have to explain the same information. And then Brad Campbell with the Maybe, 821. Mike Schultz and the Remedy High Tech, former Mike Beck entry. Tolls 336. And we have Darren Olden, the Kryptonite, 578. And Travis Slabak and the Bone Twister, 321. And last up is Tyler Beckman in the Born Green, pulling 315. And we will sort that. So this is going to be the order for Saturday night, of the Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo Diesel Superstock tractors. Tyler Beckman with the Born Green, Travis Slabach, and Bone Twister. The Remedy High Tech driven by Mike Schultz. Darren Olden and Kryptonite, the Hellbent tractor of Mike Egan, and then Brad Campbell and Maybe. So we'll move on to light supers. And this is what we got for Saturday night. Kick things off with Larry Phillips, Extremely Insane. 107. Then we have Elmer Hogg and the Little Temptation, 502. Next up is Brian Bowles and the Alter Ego, 497. Brent Payne and his new tractor. Dale Hogg and the Big Temptation, pulling 171. Brian Schrammick and the Red Entry, 646. Jacob Fuquay and the Tennessee Tracks, 41. Adam Spiegelberg and Detonator Black, 857. Brandon Phillips, Loud and Light, 381. Oops. And last is going to be Little Bad Alice, Bernie Plotz. That should do it. I definitely missed somebody. Let's see, who did I miss? Larry, Elmer, Brian, Brent Payne, Dale Hogg, Brian Travis, Jacob Fuquay. For some reason, Brandon. Well, I guess we'll add him again here. Phillips, Brandon, Loud and Light. Let's try that again. 700. Don't know why he didn't get added. I don't know if I clicked the wrong class. That sure did. So we'll actually copy this one in since this was his first number. Just make sure that's not all messed up. Excuse me as I... Okay, so this should be Friday night, or Saturday night, excuse me, of the Light Superstock Tractors, sponsored by Schultz Mortgage Team. Jacob Fuquay and the Tennessee Tracks will kick things off. Larry Phillips and Extremely Insane will be second. Big Temptation, Dale Hogg, and Brandon Phillips, Loud and Light. Brent Payne's new tractor. Then there'll be the Alter Ego, Brian Bowles, Little Temptation of Elmer Hogg, Brian Tramick and Red, Bernie Plotz, the Lone Diesel with Little Bad Alice, and Adam Spiegelberg will round things out on Saturday night with Detonator Black. Moving on here now to Superstock Diesel Trucks. Again, we'll be fulfilling out the one more for this class, and we still are looking for a class sponsor. If anybody wants to jump on last minute, this is how we're going to draw here for Saturday night. Let's get right into it. Kick things off, Chase Eller and the Caretaker out of Tennessee, 427. Keith Witt and the American Pride, 224. Next up, we have Craig Dickey and the Cummins Killer 3. Kent Crowder, our defending champion, with Shy Diesel, 84. Eric Stacy, NTPA champion of 2023, with Smoking You HD. Nathan Veg and the Jumping Jack Flash Ford with 680. Next up, we have Mr. Van Havesley again with the Rock Hard Ram, 535. And then we have Brady Ingram with Crosswired, Keith Witt's Ride that he'll be piloting, 760. And last in the class here is going to be Brady again with the Shy Diesel entry, Olin 623. And that will complete it for this class. So we're going to kick things off with Kent Crowder, the defending champion from 2023 with Shy Diesel, American Pride of Keith Witt, Eric Stacy, Smoking the HD, Chase Eller with Caretaker, Van Havesley, Rock Hard Ram, the Shy Diesel entry of Brady Ingram, Nathan Begg and the Jumping Jack Flash, Brady Ingram with the second entry with Crosswired, and then round things out with Craig Dickey and the Cummins Killer 3. And we'll move on to the mini class. Again, we'll randomize this. There we go. So this is going to be the order for Saturday night for the mini ride class that will draw them in. And let's hop right into it. First up is going to be Bruce Slaw, Show No Mercy, 828. Jeremy Nelson, half past midnight, $6.99. Adam Kester and the Beast of Burden, $6.02. Adam Kester and Footloose, and $6.58. Next up is Renee Theobald, Pretty Wicked, $151. Then we have Tyler Slaw and the Have No Mercy, $6.34. And then Grant Theobald, Little Wicked, $6.48. Grayson Shelton, Cutting Up Mini, number 7. And rounding things out here is going to be Jeff Hurt and B-Bear. I think I skipped Jeff Hurt here and Lil Bear as well, $6.96. Oh, nope. I just can't read. He is last. Jeff Hurt, and this one was B-Bear, right? Yep. Oh, I did miss his other tractor, so whoops. Hurt. Well, this one's going to be 68. All right. So that should be the class now here for Saturday night. Wow. That's not what I meant to do. All right. So we're going to start things out with Grayson Shelton cutting up. Jeff Hurt with his first entry of Little Bear. Then it'll be the Pretty Wicked of Renee Theobald. Adam Kester, his first entry of Beast of Burden. Tyler Slaw, Had No Mercy. Second out of the Theobalds with Grant doing the driving, Little Wicked. And that'll be the Footloose entry of Adam Kester. Jeremy Nelson, the Half Past Midnight. Bruce Law, the Show No Mercy. And round things out with Jeff Hurt's second mini, B-Bear, and our defending champion in the modified class that is sponsored by Modern Machine Tool and Motorsports. And now we'll move on to the mod class. We'll randomize this. And that's how we're going to draw them. So we'll kick things off for the mod class with Brandon Simon. Simon says you're defending NTPA champion, 228. And move on to Tom Owens, our 2-time defending modified champion at the Polaris Championship. This year presented by the Lutz Agency. And this year's modified class is sponsored by Tedder Pulling Performance. Oops. Let's switch this to Dylan. And Thorn, 28. Next up, we got Cameron Neves, Cotton Candy, pulling 39. Wow. And finish things up with Steve Bunnage, takes a licking, 92. Low numbers for that class. So we will sort that. And we'll kick things off with Dylan Owens with Thorn, Cameron Neves, Cotton Candy. That takes a licking, Steve Bunnage, Brandon Simon, and the Simon Says, our defending champion, Tom Owens, Ramblin' Rose. So that is the Tedder Pulling Performance Modified Tractors. And moving on to the semis. Randomize these. That's how we're going to draw here. So first up, we have Chris Jeffries and General Stupidity. Cat-powered GMC. Pulling 422. Next up is going to be RJ Simon. Pull 322. Next up will be Matt Catlin and the Temperamental 937. And then we'll go back to Chris Jeffries and the Bad Dog, the Mac powered, or the cat powered Mac 696. Brian Stalker and the 95 Pete 604. And rounding out Saturday night lineup draw here for the not semi-sponsored super semi class is going to be Ryan DeBrew, Playing with Fire, our defending champion, 726. So this will be the Saturday night lineups for the Knots Logistics Super Semis. We'll kick things off. RJ Simon, Drivers Wanted, Chris Jeffries and the General Stupidity. Then it'll be Brian Stalker and the 95 Pete, Chris Jeffries, Bad Dog, Ryan DeBrew and the Playing with Fire. And rounding things out is the Temperamental, driven by Matt Catlin. So that will be your lineup for Saturday night. So let me go ahead and get that posted. Let me just... All right. Get these up here in just 1 second. And then we'll do Saturday night lineups. And they should be uploaded here. So here's Saturday night. So those are all up on the website. So I just want to kind of go through and just go through the information here leading up to next week. Again, the Players Championship is May 17th and 18th at the Track of Holes Hours in Nashville, Illinois. Event info here is right on our website, thepolarschampionship.com. You can find a lot of information as well on our Facebook page at the Polaris Championship. But this year, Polaris Championship is presented by the Lutz Agency. Again, May 17th and 18th. Poll starts at 6 p.m. both nights. Gates will open at noon both days. There is no rain dates. The we're not even looking at the weather right now because things just seem to change every day. But if we get closer to the event, obviously stay up to date on the Facebook page, and we'll make posts on the websites as well if there are any changes with if there is any impeding weather in the forecast. So location, the track of holes hours in Nashville, Illinois. That address is right there. It takes you right to the track. We also have this wonderful map here, kind of shows you the overlay of the facility, where things will be, all the hauler parking, everything. We're going to paint out and the lines for all the haulers, trying to get as much space as we can, utilize as much as we can, as it's going to be tight, as it always is. There's a lot of equipment coming in. Admission for both nights is going to be $20 for ages 11 and up. Kids 10 and under is free. There's a live stream available, $25 a night or $40 for the weekend. No advanced ticket sales. You can get the live stream by clicking right here, or from our homepage. You can click it from here or from here. So once you get to the live stream page, it has all the information about the event, and then you just could choose. You can choose just for Friday night. You can choose one ticket just for Saturday night, or you can buy the weekend pass here. And then you come down here, fill out your information, submit it. It will send you an email. I can kind of show you what that email will look like from last year. Let's see, Polars Championship. Let me see if I can find where I just did it for last year's event. I wanted to go back and watch it since I didn't get to see it from last year. Let me see if I can actually find it. Nope, not that. Here it is. So you get an email. It'll look like this. It'll come from 2023 Polars Championship live stream. And you just click access virtual event right here. And you'll have your sessions right here. And you just launch the browser and you can go back and watch up to a year. So once you purchase it, you get to watch it for a year once you purchase that from. So if you buy it today, you have until May 8th of next year to watch it. So going back and just going over some more of the information, just some general information is all classes pull both nights. Pits are open with the purchase of an event ticket. Pulling will take place on 2 different tracks. Bungart sleds will be there. The PPL officials will be teching and running the event. They are just contracted for that only. No points. It's nothing is affiliated with them outside of they are there to run the event. So hopefully in the future we're looking to get towards more like the farm show way and get everybody involved. But as of right now, PPL is just familiar with the facility as they've been there for many, many years now. So looking forward to working with them again. It definitely improved our show quality last year. Camping is available on site. It is in grass. I know a couple people asked if it was on gravel, but it is not. Information here on when you can arrive and just some general information. There are event t-shirts. I don't know if they're $20. They might have went up to 25. I'm not 100% sure, but they will be available on Shop Angry Duck as well as at the event. So you can purchase if you are not there, so you can still support in that fashion and still be fashionable with some Polars Championship merchandise. And I believe there's hats as well, so take a look at that once we have that posted. The placing format for how the weekend winners are determined is lowest combined finishes over both nights. So if you get a first one night and a fifth the next night, that's 6 total points. We'll take the lowest score, just like in golf. If there is a tie, say 2 people tie with 4 points is the lowest number, then we will combine their distances and determine our champion. There is a kids zone this year again. There's going to be 6 inflatable bounce houses and obstacle courses, things like that. We're not exactly sure what it is. Brad Holzauer, that's what he wanted there. Last year was 1. Now we have 6. So plenty of things for the kids. There'll be a kiddie pedal pull as well on Saturday starting at 3 p.m. Be some prizes for kind of the different weight brackets or age brackets, I'd assume. So Eli Lisk and his guys will be running that again. So thank you to Eli. And then Raminator will be back again this year. It's actually going to be Ramunition body on it. It's just a different body. And they're going to do a car crush on Friday night. I believe they're going to be hooking to the sled, pulling it down the track as well. So going to be pretty cool. seeing that. So the Car Crush will be directly after the show on Friday night. Again, we have 11 classes pulling this year. Those are the Print Crazy 95 Limited Pro, or 85 Limited Pro Stocks, the Indian Insurance Agency 95 Limited Pro Stocks, the Liquitude Super Farm Tractors, the Cast Fabrication Pro Stock Tractors, Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo Diesel Super Stock Tractors, the Schultz Mortgage Team Light Super Stock Tractors, the Reeve Trucking 4-wheel drive trucks, the Super Stock Diesel trucks, the Modern Machine Tool and Motorsports Modified Mini Class, the Tedder Pulling Performance Modified Tractors, the Knots Logistics Super Semis. So those are going to be your 11 classes pulling. Again, if you want some more information here, class pulling order, I believe it's finalized. We'll be posting that here probably at the end of the week, maybe tomorrow. So just putting some final touches on that. Again, if you want to know which pullers in each classes, if you don't know who they are, you can get, just click on a class as well, get more information about them, some recent pulling accomplishments, what they do, some of their hobbies, things like that. So just some cool information for the fans. Again, lineups are here. You can go back and look at the past results and past champions. So past champions is for each class, and then past results are from last year for each night, and the overall results. And then lodging, and there's still some hotels available. A lot of them close by are gone. Pinckneyville is down to not very many rooms left, so closest hotels is going to be Pinckneyville, 18 miles south of Nashville. And then we also have DeCoin is going to be just south of them, another 14 miles. Fairgrounds Inn is down to a few rooms, and then the Super 8 Wyndham still has some rooms available. Otherwise, if you're coming from the south, if you're coming from the west or from the east, and going west, Mount Vernon has a lot of hotels available. If you're coming from the east or traveling east from the west, O'Fallon has a bunch available. So does Greenville and Highland if you're coming from the north. So just go on the website. You can find that information. Again, you can get more information here under the camping. And then, again, live streams here. If you need to get a hold of us, here's our contact information. Big thing I need to do right now is go through our sponsors. If anybody wants to jump on last minute, we'll do our best to get as much as we can that we say we're going to do for each of the packages. We're finishing up on printing all the banners. We have everything ready for the video board at the end of the track. We have everything ready for the announcers for 30-second reads and all that stuff. So we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty of things and just doing some final stuff here to get ready for next week, May 17th and 18th. So going through our sponsors, really had to touch on all of them because without them, this is not possible. And of course, number one, I have to thank Brad Holzhauer. He does a lot to help the sport, try to make the sport grow. He loves tractor pulling. He loves this event. He believes in this event, and he really has our backs on it. And he's definitely making this event bigger and better. There's a nice set of permanent bleachers now on the pit side of the track, which would be the west side, and they are elevated, so you will be able to see. At the starting line, it was kind of tough because the walls, it was lower on that side. The walls are a little bit higher compared to if you're on the track side. And so you'll be able to see over those pretty easily now. So it's making some improvements, and if this event keeps growing, he's going to keep putting permanent bleachers down that side of the track. So hopefully fill that place up and encourage him to build bigger and better. So starting things out here, our presenting sponsor for 2024 is Lutz Agency. So thank you to them. They have come up in big ways already in the first 2 years, and they just keep doing more here in 2024. 618 Motorsports, Adaville Lumber Company, Agramax Wheat Company, and Egg Venture Waymire Seed. Those two are the armband sponsors for this year. So when you have your armbands, you will see their logos on there. AJR International, the American Threshermen's Association, AP1 Insurance, Apex Turbo, Auto Trader, providing some cool coolers and tumblers and stuff like that for the winners this year. Bomb Machine, Beer Money Pulling Team, Big St. Charles, Brian Cruz Toy Tractor is going to be a vendor on site there selling his toy tractors again this year. So make sure to check him out. Check out all the vendors that'll be there. Brightson Associates, that's part of Brown & Brown Insurance. Cap Brothers Motorsports, some Pico Lubricants, Chaos Fabrication. They are the sponsor of the Pro Stock tractors, CM pulling tires. They will also be giving away some gift card vouchers to select winners of his choosing after the event. Coltrane Energy, they are giving some energy drinks away to the winners as well. They'll be set up as a vendor for the event. Corsa Data Acquisitions, DeKalb Asgrow Seeds, Jonathan Schneider, Dusty's Outboard Media, Fair Valley Performance, Gateway Seed, Esden Bartling, GMR Motorsports, Greenmount Road, Harley Davidson, Holzauer Auto Motorsports Group, H&R Acre Power, HD Specialties, Holzauer Pro Motorsports, Hooked Up Pulling Productions, Imming Insurance Agency, the sponsor of the 95 Limited Pro Stock Tractors, Kawasaki Parts Warehouse, Joe Bush Egg Repair, JP Pulling Productions. Again, can't thank them enough for all the pictures and videos for whatever we need for promotional material. So everything you see on the website, 95% of it's his stuff. So thank you again, Jesse. Kessel Hardware and Rentals. Thank you to them as well. They're providing us with the paint for doing all the painting of the lines for hauler parking. So thank you to them. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Ference Beg Jr. He's an agent for Kentucky Farm Bureau. Custom Metal Finishing, Letty Tree Service. They are providing the boom truck at the end of the track as well as the flag to fly at the end of the track. So thank you to them. That's they've done it every year and they continue to support. Kona Ice, Lee's Motorsports. And Kona Ice is providing all the ice for the event. And for the pullers, they are selling that at $5 a bag. So much cheaper than going down to the gas station and buying them all out and making sure we have enough ice on site. So thank you to Kona Ice. Liquid Tube, the sponsor of the Super Farm Tractors, Power Sports Parts Warehouse, Miley Machine and Fabrication, Print Crazy, the sponsor of the 85 Limited Pro Stocks, Modern Machine Tool, or Modern Machine Motorsports and Tool, sponsor of the Modified Mini Class, Knott's Logistics, the sponsor of the Super Semi Class, Racer's Closet, they are going to be set up as a vendor. Schultz Mortgage Team, the sponsor of the Light Superstock Tractors, Reeve Trucking, the sponsor of the four-wheel drive trucks, Speed Tech Motorsports, Salon Beam Performance, Shy Diesel, SRMD Solutions, Torque Group, St. Charles Harley Davidson, Week Sales and Service, they are the trophy sponsor for this year. Tedder Pulling Performance, the sponsor of the modified tractors, the Track of Holes Hours, and Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo, sponsor of the Pro Stock or Diesel Super Stock tractors. So again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Literally could not do it without them, and we are looking forward to an awesome event here again, May 17th and 18th next week, Friday and Saturday at the Track of Holes Hours, presented by Lutz Agency. So 6 p.m. both nights. Again, all the updates and all the information about the event either on the website at thepolarschampionship.com or on our Facebook page, which is also the Polaris Championship. So we're looking forward to it. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Again, the contact information is there. My information's on there. My name is Brent Yarn. Paul Romack, Jason Schultz. One of us will be able to get you that answer. So if you do have a question, and we're looking forward to it again. Can't believe it's already here. Year number 3, looking for bigger and better. Let's pack those stands. Let's flood that live stream with big numbers, and let's really promote and give back to the pullers. They're the ones that put on the show. We're trying to put money in their pockets, and so the more people that watch, the more people that come, the more money we can pay the pullers. So we appreciate it. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for everybody for supporting the event, and hopefully we will see you there next week. Take care.